Good looking now, G.
Everybody have to tell you that here with you beautiful, beautiful. Everybody have to tell you that God made you beautiful, beautiful.
Hey there, excuse me, miss. No disrespect, you're very precious.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Hype. Today we're going to discuss the question of what's up with side chicks? Why are some women okay with being the other woman? And is it because it's socially acceptable? Tell us what you think. You can join the discussion by posting your opinions on our Facebook page, Philly Hype TV Show, and on our Twitter at The Hype TV Show. Be sure to use hashtag Hype on Side Chicks. Stay tuned, we'll get Hype on Side Chicks right when we come back.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Don't walk, walk. Do not enter. Hot dogs. Definitely like hot dogs. Motorcycle club. Everything must go. Ghostly ghouls. Don't look at that, Teddy. Body piercing. Ouch.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Just a lovely day. Just a lovely day.
Yeah, I'm feeling like $1,000,000 through the window. The sunshine woke me up. I washed my face and cleared my eyes. Threw on some fresh threads and I'm right on time. Like 8:45, I'm out the door.
Hey,
Feeling.
this is Jennifer Hudson, and you're watching The Hype.
TV4 by and about young women.
A female who is basically either not knowing that her partner is with someone else or willingly knowing that her partner is with somebody else.
A side chick is someone you can just go to chill with, just like anytime you want to or anytime you need to. Just a person that doesn't like give you a lot of stuff to put up with.
A side chick is defined as all the things you'd wish you could get from your main chick, but she don't feel like giving it to you at the moment. So then you just call your side chick and then she'll give it to you.
Side chick. When you answer the phone, she becomes silent. Nothing, doesn't say nothing, stays in her quote-unquote place. While now a main chick will be like, yo, babe, who's on the phone?
Like if you have a side, it's like, hey, what you doing? Want to chill? But if it's your main, it's like, hey, how was your day?
Main chick does whatever she wants to do whenever she wants to do it with your money and will run you dry. But understand, she also has her own job as independent. Side chick doesn't touch your money, doesn't even think about your money, blah blah blah, and just wants you for the sexual intimacy.
If you actually want to have a conversation with them and want to spend time with them, then that's your main. Otherwise, it's like, oh yeah, I've talked to her. I might have hit a few times.
A main chick, I don't know. It's like you just know. It's just a feeling like it's just like I really don't know. It's just somebody that I can't say you love them, I guess, or like you really like them because you're cheating on them. But like it's somebody that you care for, that you want in your life, and that you're willing, that you respect enough to be with them fully.
The side chick doesn't have any limitations. Like, she's not tied down, so she doesn't feel like, she's not obligated to do anything really except be around. And I can see how that would be more comfortable for some people, I guess, or easier.
They don't get like presents, I guess. Like, I wouldn't give like if hypothetically speaking, I wouldn't give a side chick like presents or anything. Like,
privileges of a main chick, you get to go out in public with your guy. Like, you get to hold hands and be cute and have a relationship. Side chick, nah, you gotta show up at the doorstep.
They're basically just like friends that you have sex with.
Alrighty. Well, welcome back. So, we just heard what some of you had to say about the topic. And now I'd like to welcome my co-host Courtney and our special guest host Donovan West to the conversation. We also have Bless joining us in the audience today. Welcome, everybody. What was that about?
Like, my face was just like,
for real.
Like, what baffled me, well, one of the things, there was many things that baffled me, was his comment about when it comes to love, you can't really necessarily love your main chick, because if you loved your main chick, you wouldn't be cheating on her. And that now you're talking about a whole nother component. Like, what is the purpose of a side chick anyway? Why don't you just be single and date and just do that versus being in a committed relationship and then having someone else on the side? That just causes drama in my head. I don't see why would you want, unless you like drama.
And I think another thing is, I'm always a definition girl. What's the definition of a side chick? Because honestly, somebody might consider themselves a main chick, but somebody else would be like, you're a side chick. You're not a main chick. Are you hanging with his family? No, but I don't really want to. Somebody would say that you're a side chick.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it has to do with the definition of it. And then that's where a lot of women who are side chicks we think they're stuck in a position, but they actually feel like they're the main person because the other guy might be making them feel
that
like
they are. So there may be presents,
yes.
and there may be certain trips involved. Course. So it's not necessarily like the first lady when she started off. There's two definitions: you either willingly know or you don't know.
Right, but I don't think that if you don't know, you're a side chick.
I agree.
You're not a side chick if you don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Once you know, then you're a side chick. You officially are a side chick.
I agree.
You know, that's when. You get your little side chick sash. You get you get your special cell phone, and you get your list of codes, right?
What?
So I'm just joking.
But. No, but that's real though. That's real because I feel that if you do know, then you can't necessarily get upset or stuff like.
No.
If you're okay with it, then I feel like you can't necessarily.
But think
get
about
upset
it. Just think about the word side chick. That means you know your position. Side. Game
You're
over.
not in first.
That's it. So I mean, in terms of the definition of it, that's the only exception I found there. And I liked the gentleman's comment about if you were in love with her, then you wouldn't be cheating on her. I mean, it's ideal. And I think that again, even the sense of why don't you just leave her and be single and X, Y, and Z. I think that's also ideal as well because at the end of the day, it's easier said than done. I think many times it's a matter of, maturity. It's a matter of courage.
Yes.
It's a matter of conviction when it comes to being able to make that decision. And many times it's about the other C, which is more convenience.
Yes.
And when you think about that, that's really what's probably at the core of it. They talked about, what the main chick wouldn't do versus what the side chick would be willing to do. To some extent, a side chick or, a side dude. Is there a side dude?
That's another.
I mean, we don't have enough time, I know.
We're going to make time.
In part 2, we'll be talking about child.
You bring up a point.
Yeah.
You've been on our show a couple of times, and you kind of bring that male perspective, especially, I know we've talked about males and their emotions, and when it comes to the whole maturity of being in a relationship. So the whole wanting the best of both worlds, like the one gentleman said, and being able to communicate clearly who you are, what's your place, and then being in tune with what do you really need? Why are you doing this for you yourself? And I think that all comes into play, and as well as for the female too, you need to, within a situation, you need to really,
Exactly.
For me, it's just not, for me personally, it's not something I would ever want to put myself in or see a reason to put myself in.
Blush, what do you think?
I was just thinking about this whole idea of having two jobs. When you have a part-time job, you do not jeopardize your full-time job for the part-time job. And ultimately, when you look at your professional development and all those kinds of things that you do, you're really looking to advance the interest of the thing you're primarily concerned with. And so when I think of a side chick, side man, you are not the thing I'm primarily concerned with, because while I claim I'm digging you, I'm taking care of that other thing like it's really special. And so I just wonder, when people sign up for that, do they realize that they are ancillary? They are extra when I have leftovers. And I think the reason, at least in my personal opinion, that you do that, you go after a side piece, because a relationship in many ways is synonymous with sacrifice. And nobody wants to put in that work easily. I mean, if you know what it takes to make a relationship work, that's just not something you sign up to do that with anybody with. It's just any, person. So ultimately, I think it's a function of not wanting to make the commitment, and by the same token, not wanting to do the work. But if you're willing to settle for some conveniences on my behalf, if I'm that kind of person, that might be appealing to me.
I mean, imagine the commercial, side chick, less stress, more sex.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I just made that up.
Do not make that
I'm sorry for all the t-shirts that are about to come up. Yeah, I'm sorry for the videos. I'm sorry. I did not mean to give birth to that thought.
No, please, nobody do
It's going to be on a t-shirt tomorrow.
Before we continue on this conversation, we'll take a commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Are you a local artist and you would like to have your music featured on The Hype? Well, we might be looking for you. We're looking for respectful hip-hop, R&B and soul, dance and house music, inspirational music, and rock and pop. Please send us the following. We need 5 pictures, 5 edited tracks, 1 music video if you have it, and a bio of the artist. Send it to thehypetvshow@gmail.com. You're watching The Hype, TV for, by, and about young women.
It's completely okay to be a side chick, but understand he's also the side man. So you can have a main man at the same time. It ain't a one-way street. Relationships are two-way streets. So if he's playing you like a side chick, then play him like a side dude.
It's not okay to be a side chick.
I don't think I would want to be that if I was a girl. I don't think I want to just be, I don't think I want to be used like that, but if it's what you want to do, sure.
I feel like if you a side chick, you don't really have respect for yourself. You don't feel like you deserve better, as if you don't feel like you deserve like a real relationship.
I wouldn't aim for it, but I'd be like, if that's what you want to do, then sure.
Each their own. So as long as that individual wants to be a side chick and she's well aware of the situation, then who am I to judge?
Set how you want the relationship to be in the beginning.
You gotta be aggressive. And no, I don't mean you gotta punch him in the face.
Just have more respect for yourself. Carry yourself higher. You don't have to talk to any guy that's going to talk to you. You can just have more respect for yourself and he will look at you as a side chick.
Don't be too available, I guess, is the best way to put that. Like you have to show that you're something to work for, not that you're just there.
Don't show up at his doorstep every time and go out in public. Then you'll be his main chick.
Welcome back. Now, if you're watching us at home, school, or wherever you are, you can join the conversation by posting your comments online. Visit our website, thehypetvshow.com, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and then post your comment and tell us what you think. Okay, so Blush, we were just on you, and I know we had some audience questions and comments, so let's see what's up with over there.
Absolutely, we do.
Yes, my name is Nicole once again, and far as being a side chick, where did the word side chick come from? The rappers made that the new side chick, I just think, far as being a side chick, some women out here don't mind. They are not emotionally attached, and they don't mind for them to have a relationship and share it with another woman, and with have a relationship and share it with a man. You know, is it independent? I'm strong, I got it going on, who cares? So I don't really take the side chick so self-worth, oh, you have low self-esteem and such. You know, everybody has different perspective on being a side chick. And that's just my view of being a side chick. Some of us just don't care for the emotional connect in a relationship. So being a side is carefree. And that's my opinion.
I think you brought up a good point with, especially, I think of the first comment, or one of the comments with making how available you make yourself, and whether you're willingly or not. I think of the Olivia Pope situation. Everyone's seen it in the scene last season where it's like, you want me, you earn me, and that whole situation. And some people are just, like you said, they're either really okay with it, because it's another seen as a control thing where I am okay with this, I know my place, and it's okay. And then it's all relative with how you see it. I see there's another comment out here.
Definitely, and I think when you have shows and movies like Think Like a Man, it changes the dynamic of what it means to be a side chick, because a lot of times, first of all, when we said side dude, people are like, is there a side dude? Because like I said before, when it comes to a side chick, it's just automatic that it's a woman that's doing it, not a man. So then when you start having, you know, a lot of women who are like, you know what, then I'm just gonna be just like a man. They don't feel like they're a side chick because they feel like they got the power. Like you were saying, they don't feel like a side chick. I'm gonna do what I wanna do, and I don't wanna be emotionally attached, like you were saying before. So I think it does depend on how you look at it, and a lot of times it's not, for some people, it's not about the self-esteem, it's more about power and control, and they feel like some weird way they have a power and control if they're a side chick. I mean, I don't know the psyche of that, but for some people, that's how they think of it.
I think it's just a matter of a convenient way to make an excuse for, you know, something that you shouldn't do, pretty much. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they ask the question, is it okay to be a side chick? The answer is no, it's not okay. It's an enabler for, you know, dysfunctional relationships, period. Game over. If you decide to become a side chick, then you decide to, you know, to be dysfunctional and to continue in that cycle. At the end of the day, if you want to do what you want to do, that's fine. At the point when you can identify someone who is free and clear that you can do that with, or a couple people that are free and clear that you can do that with, fine, rock out, independent woman. There's no issue there.
Just be safe.
Just be safe, absolutely. And then the other question about, you know, how do you avoid it? Well, you can hire, you know, a private investigator, I guess. You know, you can go on Cheaters, you know, or of course you could always, you know, ask the questions, be direct, have the kind of outings or dates where you're out in public all the time, and at least do that over a certain period of time. But understand at the end of the day, you know, you are an enabler. So, you know, in terms of whether you're independent or not, that has nothing to do with the fact that, you know, you're messing with someone that you do know is involved, you know, in a permanent or at least a committed relationship.
I think there's a level of denial in there.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel that they don't want to accept that there is something, you're damaging something that's going on. You're part of that dysfunction, like you were saying. We have another comment?
I feel like the side chick situation is a matter of choice. It's whatever you choose for you. If you're okay with it, rock out, that's fine. Me personally, I wouldn't be okay with it. So if and when I find out about it, I feel like that's my signal to exit to the left and go find the next person who is available to me, would like to have a relationship with me, and it will be the two of us together. That would be my choice for me.
Right. We have another comment in the back.
Juanita from Southwest, and I have a comment. I'm gonna talk about the main chick, because I think a lot of these main chicks know what they signed up for. They know that what they're getting before they get married, so they know if their guy is the type of guy who want two women, who love two women, who always going to be involved with two women. So it's what you sign up for in the very beginning. So
I
it's
agree.
what you allow in a relationship.
I agree, and I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people were confused when that whole Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade situation, when he ended up having a baby outside of their relationship, but she stayed, but she supposedly, I'm not saying it's fact, she supposedly got with him that way. And so if you're in a position where you got with someone that way, how and can you, be upset when, he goes and he does his thing? So, and I think a lot of women were upset, like, how could you stay? How could you this? But I mean, she has her own reasons why she stayed, and she had her own reasons. But I think, in my opinion, you get them how you stay them. What was that? Whatever that saying is, you get them how you stay them.
end up.
Exactly.
You lose them how you get them.
You lose them how you get them. Exactly. Like and so I think a lot of that has to do. I agree with your point sometimes. So we have another comment.
Well, I think that some way or another is going to come out, because nothing stays as long as possible. Like, if you have a side chick, you can have her for 10 years. After a while, it's going to come out. Like, you're going to think your wife is on vacation, or you're going to think she's at work, and she might just be home that day. So, and as far as having one, why? Like, you guys might have kids, whereas though, you're like, oh, she don't got time for me. But you guys have kids, so she can't do everything at once. So that's my comment.
Yep. I agree. So one of the things that I feel that we're all saying here is that I agree with you, Donovan, when you're saying that it's not okay to, be a side chick. When you get down to the nitty gritty of it, you have to take responsibility for your actions and not necessarily, use that excuse of I'm independent or I want to be like a man or you have to take responsibility for the fact that you're part of that dysfunction and that you're damaging whatever it is that's going on, especially if you know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if you know. But if you don't know, I feel that you need to take a stand and you need to figure it out. If you feel like you have any inclinations, us women, we have an intuition and we're usually right about our intuition. And so I think that's one of the things I really wanted to point out.
Absolutely, and also for some people it may be a good distraction. So people that are not ready for a relationship, they don't want any attachment. They say, well, this person's already attached to someone else, so emotionally, I don't have to be as invested in that, and that's a cop-out.
That is. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
It's time for the hype scenario, where actors play out real-life situations and you get advice from the staff of CLA.
Today, we'll be focusing on the 3 main forms of communication: assertive, aggressive, and passive. Passive communication is not having enough attitude.
Hey Tony, what's up? How you doing?
Hey girl, what's up?
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for this dress. Oh my goodness, the party was so awesome. Thank you so much for it. I got a little stain on it, but I didn't have time to clean it, so.
You do?
But thank you though, thank you.
It's not the way. Aggressive communication is having too much attitude.
I was having fun, so I got a little stain on it, but I didn't have time to clean it, so I just thought you could take care of that, because I know
I'm sorry, did you just say you got a stain on my dress?
Yeah, I got a stain on it.
The dress that I let you borrow?
Yeah.
You got a stain on it.
That's what I said.
That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna turn around, you're gonna go get it clean.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Assertive communication is having the right attitude.
I let you borrow the dress, right? And we had an understanding before that if I was giving it to you, then you would give it back to me in the same condition. So I'm just saying, if you find some time within this week, you don't have to do it right now, to go to the dry cleaners and get it clean. Because I know you've seen that dress right there. Yeah. And I know you're gonna want to borrow it again, right?
I want to borrow it.
If you want to borrow it.
Here at CLA, we like to stress using assertive communication. Why, do you ask? For most of us, it's very difficult to adjust to using assertive communication without elevating to being aggressive. However, using assertive communication gets better results with less issues. I'm Benita. Thank you for watching.
You're watching The Hype, TV for, by, and about young women.
Welcome back. Before the break, we left off with, is it socially acceptable to be a side chick? Do you guys have any final thoughts with the topic we had today?
So to respond to that question, I think it's acceptable for a man because as men is always going to be glorified. If you have 2 chicks and you could do it, you're good. If they get caught, oh well, you could try again. Think about it. We have rap songs. The guy is saying, I have 2 of my chicks in the club and they know about each other and I think they're trying to set me up type. Like you have, and in your rap, you see it in the media. So for men, it will always be, oh, you the man. Sorry, Donovan, my bad. But for men, it's always like, oh, you got it, you're good. But for females, you're always going to be looked at different. You're going to be called names, a thought, a side chick, whatever, by men and women. But at the same time, for women, if you do unknowingly know it, don't beat yourself up about it because that's you being manipulated in a situation. So it's like Jekyll and Hyde for both situations. So for men, it's always going to be cool. For women, it's going to be negative. But if you're caught in that situation unknowingly, don't beat yourself up about it, personally. That's my opinion.
I agree. I mean, I think, and I know we don't have enough time, but, there are far more, side dudes around than there are side chicks. Women are so sophisticated. And you saw a lot of
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
It's a compliment and it's a double-edged sword. But there could be, you're talking about 2 in that same club. There's 10 dudes in that one girl, and they all are trained because you know what you're doing. So we're not going to talk about that in detail, right? Because I don't want to get jumped after the show. But that's the reality. I mean, is it right? No, it's not. No. The deeper question is why is it easier now to admit it as opposed to before? The numbers I don't think have changed at all in terms of the amount of side chicks and the whole topic itself. I think at some point right now there's a sense of, whether you call it twisted pride, whether you call it some level of independence that has also now been fused into it so that people can be more prideful when talking about it. But I think that's the only difference really, and that's probably the most troubling thing.
Yes, I agree. I agree with all of your points. I would like to thank our guest, Donovan West. Thank you for joining us today. If you would like to learn more about the music you heard on today's show, or if you would like to submit original music for the show or be a member of our studio audience, please visit our website, thehypetvshow.com. I'm Jessica Charles, and for Courtney, Blush, and the whole Hype team, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good looking now, G. Everybody, I'ma tell you that it makes you beautiful. Beautiful. You're so beautiful. God makes you beautiful. Beautiful. Hey there, excuse me, miss. No disrespect, you're very precious. Please tell me what's your name. You're a precious gem and God's to blame. No, I'm not trying to spit game, cause it's your soul I'm trying to claim. You probably never heard of this. A love affair without a